Is everything loaded for you?
Record player, and those were actually in the room itself.
Wait a moment.
They were also
Yeah.
in the virtual space, and using Vive trackers, we placed them.
Was that already, or?
So people could actually pick them up. Good.
I'm just loading. I'm waiting for the thing to be full.
Oh, we can wait a little bit longer if that's all right.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna go to the roof for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no, it's clipped. Nice.
But
All
yeah.
right.
So we put everything together. We did
Hello,
our
everybody.
experiments and our
I'm just gonna
like our final
do this real
performance.
quick.
We put it
Hello. I am the one I am Pepijn Atlas. I'm the one they gave control over the stream. And I'm really sorry for that crash just now. It wasn't my computer, so that's fun. It was the headless server, which we're running on someone's account right now. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to go back to where they're going. I think they're over there. You can already see it. They're at the final expo, which you guys missed the intro to it, so I'm gonna have to explain that, which is fun because I was the developer. I was the one in charge of programming. But I have to give you the full insight on the exposition, our performance. And as you can see, this is the flight tower. And once we go up this flight tower, we're gonna have to see the like, I guess you can call it the performance area, our final performance area. That's this performance area called junk. Most of the assets aren't loading in for me. I'm really sorry for that, but that's just for optimization reasons. But you can see that these are all the traders, and right there they're explaining the performance, which I'm sorry, I don't know much how to explain that, so I'm just gonna unmute and you guys can hear everything.
Is linked to the beach. So when the person in the avatar would interact with one of the objects, which is using the objects how they are used in real life, so you sit on a chair, you sit on a bike, and you put a record on the record player, we would summon the environment that belongs to it, and then Robin would do a live voice performance, and he would tell a story about the memory that they would inhabit. At the same time, we also had Neil's audience members, which are currently represented by these broken, fragmented avatars. They would take the role of memory fragments. They themselves would be lost memories that are lost in the cyberspace. And when the memory world changes, they themselves would get the opportunity to change their own avatars to one that matches the current memory story. So, for example, with the beach, everyone would get the opportunity to become a seagull. And that way, we really wanted to create a personal link with the person in VR or on the stage and the audience that are in VR floating around and watching it.
Okay. So it might crash the entire world and then like 20 people can't watch this anymore.
And all the areas, the areas art-wise are made by our 3D artists. And currently the beach version has a very distinct painter-like style. And we wanted to use this style for every area, but simply due to time constraints, we weren't able to finish that.
Right.
On my side.
Then here on the right side of the room, in the blue art area, you can see two 3D or 360 photos of two art research worlds that our artists made, and there you can kind of thought process that went into creating the art style.
Let's see. Doing updates again.
All right. I think we've got everything up and running again.
I just see people crashing in the join list.
We also should have world orbs that will directly bring you to this area, but I can't find those right now. But you can visit those later when the museum's opened for reals, and then you can also watch the videos and get more of an idea behind everything you see.
So what do you guys think about this space?
It's really cool. I like the way you've turned your journey into essentially a physical journey through the world. That's really fun. And actually, I saw the performance as well previously, and thought it was a really, really, really interesting piece of work. It was great.
Cool. That's really cool to hear. Yeah. Thanks. It's it feels really strange to try to explain all this and put it in a journey, like you said, because it's so much layers and difficult pieces on top of each other.
I'm curious how you guys found it working with people from, I guess, very different practical backgrounds, because I would imagine that this kind of multidisciplinary stuff is maybe things you haven't done before so much. Or am I wrong there?
Well, working in a team with on the games and interaction side, we are used to working with artists, designers, and developers. Sorry, but working with a theater student like Robin and a theater coach or an assignment giver, we weren't used to that. I'm not sure if you, Robin, worked with game people during your theater years.
No, but I brought my experience from games into theater, and I created a play in like Unity and as such. So I had experience working together, but that was probably a unique on my part.
Yeah, but from my experience working with Robin as a theater student was actually really interesting, because on certain occasions when we were thinking about the player or how someone would act, Robin would use very different terms and actually look at it from a very different angle. And that was really useful to create something that was kind of outside of our comfort zone.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, and if I might add that, so what was really nice is that we also had, for example, somebody from Canada doing live performance training, improvisation training with the students in NEOS. So there was this wonderful crossover. Beth Kate, she also helped with the Venice XR, the Pandora X performance. So she also did like an improvisation session with the students, and we did a lot of improvisation also and onboarding in the physical space. So there was a lot of like crossovers between disciplines, and I think the students really show with the work that they have done is that I cannot say anymore, okay, Robin is the theater student and Joris is the game student, because the way they now talk about these experiences is really a hybrid approach to these kind of experiences, which I think is a really wonderful development.
Interesting. Right. Brian, can you come over here for a moment? Mick's asking the question in chat about using actors in VR experiences.
Hey, Cecil, I just want sorry, no, yeah.
And I wanted to show you a bit more about not just using actors in VR experiences. We also had our live controllers here. So Yuri live controls through MIDI pads, and we set up our programming to be able to react live to what people on the physical space were doing. So Randy would be controlling physical theater lights and would control the music, and Yuri would control transitions through different worlds and creating darkness and fading worlds in and out, which would normally, if you're programming, you would do it through a trigger. Being able to put it on a slider and in the live physical space allowed us to control our virtual and physical space. And if someone would approach a chair, for instance, we would already start fading out the world and fading in music and responding live to their presence. And you can program that, but being aware that someone is literally following your movement and interacting with you in a way as well adds such an immense feeling in your experience. And if not just the physical players felt that, but everyone in virtual space, in NEOS around them felt it as well. And that was such a cool way to have your world respond to others.
I wonder if actually, do you think that everyone starting from the same place would have been compromised if some people already had experience working in NEOS? I gather some of them had experience working with Unity, but I wonder, do you think the fact that everyone was learning the platform together as well as learning a common
we've got another
language
question
made a difference?
Which is answered in the same space. How do the virtual environments tie into the real world? Well, what would happen is our VR player would interact with this chair. We would have a Vive tracker on this chair. They'd have to sit on the chair to activate it. And like I just explained, we would go on live to that and fade in our new environment. So, for instance, they would sit on the bike, and let's go into the digital space.
It was very important for them to have 3 weeks to figure this platform out together. And
so, in that way,
Atlas,
they would look from here,
tech savvy,
and they would see the live stream on the physical floor together with the virtual space, and they would see not just the physical person grabbing a bike and sitting on it, but also this rabbit and this bike model would interact with him as well. They would both respond in the same way, and once they actually managed to sit on it, they were completely blind, mind you, they did not see the bike, just felt it. They would activate the beach world. Pepijn can activate the beach world through the control panel now.
That could share their experience and take them on.
And the world will change around them. People would be, the Niels visitors would become seagulls. They would enhance this space through their own performance. And I would perform live a text, a script, a kind of poetic text, and I would just perform that in live, in real time as well, to both the physical and the virtual audience. So I hope that explains your question a bit more about why do these worlds and environments tie into each other, and why you're constantly moving between them and interacting between them.
I already started using Neos pretty much when the lockdowns all started at the end of March, early April.
Yeah, me too.
We all
it's
decorated it to our own, so
I think I would have been a hell of a lot more lonely if I wasn't able to pop on a headset and meet people either for a meeting or just socially in the world. It's
Exactly.
it's made a huge
Hey,
difference to-
Robin,
Yeah.
don't forget to mention that we go also to the last hall and people can leave behind some comments and stuff. I'm not sure. It might be in a few minutes or so. Some people will start to leave also.
No, it'll be time for that, amazing because of the mass crash and some YouTube. We're kind of stuck here, but I think it's time to move on and just probably bring in new people and show them around.
Cool. Hey, Lotte. You made it. Yay.
So if you too as well, yours ends it. Continue your conversation. Should we do it in the reflection lounge?
Yes,
Sure.
let's finish the tour.
The theatrics and the physical space. Like we needed to combine the physical space with the virtual space, and he had some really great insights about how to do that.
So we've arrived.
Okay.
This is your retrospective now.
Yeah, this is a retrospect. This is our lounge, our chill room.
into a nachtwacht. That's so funny.
This is our reflection. We've asked our mentors and yours to reflect on the project a bit. So it's a video. You obviously can't play it right now, and we've done a podcast style talk to ask some more questions about how are our experiences with this project, and also. We talked about doing school trips in VR in Niels. And we're asking questions like, how is it to work together during the coronavirus, during the pandemic? Because we were actually able to work together and see it to see our work and be with each other in at least a virtual space, which was insane.
Yeah.
No,
No, definitely pop back and watch the videos.
Cool.
Later on. I'd be super interested to hear that.
average FPS is maybe.
Yeah, I think Hamish expressed a similar feeling a while back, because he was running a class with some students using Quest, and he said it was very like a weird feeling the first time all the headsets started popping up and the classroom basically assembled. So.
Yeah, the first time we arrived in Niels, it was weird. Yeah. And you hear everyone talking about these infinite Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there at home with your group having fun because you're just learning how to spawn in weird 3D models and songs, and you're laughing your ass off while still learning what you're doing. And it's wonderful. It's been wonderful. I don't think there was ever a time where we were forced to do something.
Well, I forced you to make a whole museum and a theater exhibit, like performance, and it's not that we're just only playing for half a year. I mean, you have been incredibly productive together.
Yeah, definitely. But it felt like we were doing it because we were having fun. We weren't forced to do it. And we worked a lot. We worked hard on this. We made many hours, more than your typical school project. We worked weekends and nights just because we really wanted to show off our work to everyone excited about it. And yeah, and now Medra's here. People like Medra and Jason would join, and they would tell us how excited they were that we were there and doing this. And it just made us even more excited and passionate about everything.
And then just let me know when you
and I guess this is something which you could only really do when you have the special VR, which has also the creation capabilities built in. Like, if you'd been doing a project for VR chat or something, I suppose it would have been, again, kind of different because you couldn't co-create in VR. If you were working in Unity, again, it would have just been maybe Zoom calls while you worked on your own Unity projects. So, it's really the unique combination that Niels gives.
Exactly. It's I didn't know Niels before this project, or I think I heard people talk about it, but I've never experienced it myself. But it's so, like you said, it's so different from working in Unity. Like, you can end up with the same products, but the way towards them is so different because you're, from moment one, you're standing inside it, and your team is also standing inside it. And from my experience as a theater student, it's so different to show off your environments and to say to someone, come stand over here in this avatar and walk around. You are inside of what I created. I'm not just telling you about it or showing you a video. You are literally already experiencing something I made.
Niet vergeten om weer de losse posterdingen als mensen die maken even te saven in een inventory. Dan kunnen we later wel weer een nieuwe wereld samen.
Experiencing something.
Yeah.
And a developer would say one thing, and an artist would go, "Oh shit, I need to create a new environment for this."
Audio,
and you work together so quickly. You really understand each other because you're seeing each other work.
Sorry, maar je hoorde wat ik zei. Ja. Cool.
So I think I'll end the two right here. If you have more questions, feel free to ask him. That's where we're here for.
Yeah, thanks for showing us around.
No problem. If you guys want even a bigger tour through everything, or just want to talk about stuff, just hit one of us up again, and we'll be glad to take you through it again.
If you have any questions, just let me know.
Yeah, we didn't want to make it too long or too tedious, but there's a lot to see. So have a look around or ask the students to go along with you. At least before you leave, we have one request, which is very important, that you leave behind the little message for us, because that would be really nice to hear what you think about it.
Just a name on a whiteboard,
Also, Pepijn. This is for the YouTube stream. I see a lot of people asking about getting into Niels, so of course we'd love to have you in Niels. Just make sure to note down our names in Niels, like for me, Robin Krijgsman, or Atlas Titanium. And if you ever manage to install Niels, just add us as a friend, message us, send us an email. We'll be sure we'll go to the contact information in a moment, and we'll give you a tour as well. Of course, we love to show you around and talk about it with you guys.
I enjoy Niels. So
great, yeah. Is it alright if I add you guys as friends?
Yeah, definitely.
But this is what you do. You go to the contacts list, and
it'd be nice to see you around
someone's name,
the broader
like
metaverse at some point if you'd like to continue being part.
You probably should be able to.
I've been keeping an eye on the Edu Science channel for a long while, but this project was just way too busy for me to actually manage to do something else.
He will accept the request, and he will.
Yeah, we want to introduce this to Medra.
But
but there's so many interesting projects going on at Edu Science. Some more about creating new things in Niels. Other people working out in biology, PhD with bacteria in Niels. Dude, it's crazy.
If you can't find it, do what
I'd love to see more.
Yeah. No, we had quite a lot of meetings over the summer, but I think maybe it works a bit better when people have like a really substantial thing to show off like this. I think it's really nice to have this kind of thing too.
I'm just.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bacteria and VR, so I just jumped in. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a researcher in computational biology, so that's why I was like, oh, wait, what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about all the crazy projects happening in Niels already, and people working out the weirdest stuff in Niels experiments and projects.
Yeah,
And it's so great to be part of that and to be able to create something that hopefully even inspires others to exhibit it like this, so people can just always decide to walk around and learn from it, enjoy it. I try to make it really interactive and fun as well, very lighthearted.
That's very true.
Yeah, I guess
I'll
it's quite a...
go back to the tour, Randy. I'll be there later after the tour because I want to chat more about doing
Cool, we'll do that. Go have the tour, have fun.
Yeah, catch up with you later. Yeah, I guess it's a very different design problem when you're trying to make a place which is to be shown around personally versus trying to make a place which people can go around at their own pace and
Exactly. Yeah.
Sort of trying to see if.
Yeah, Pepijn, what's up?
Yeah, what we use the wind tunnel for is we wanted to.
Does Niels require a headset? No, it doesn't. Right now, I'm in desktop mode as well because my PC can't handle VR. I'm still waiting for that. What is it? GTX 3080 to be widely released again. But no, you can get in without a VR headset. Obviously, the experience is entirely different, but you can still see things. It's perfectly fine.
Alrighty, boy.
It's worth saying that the developer is currently working on trying to bring the desktop mode up to scratch, up to kind of parity with VR, because currently, as you will know, it's a bit janky.
It is janky, yeah. You're missing so many controls, and it is janky, but just flying around in an exhibit like this and not having to build or do anything, that it works. Let's put it like that.
Of course.
But Robin, yours just told me this, but I'm streaming right now. If you're an admin right now, if you could look at one of these, like most of these, like Lotte left, press on I, like I just do. And,
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then like shift right click to hold her the slot, right? And then save it to your inventory, because we're not gonna save this world, and yours wants us to save all of the instances of the things.
Oh, really? Yeah. We'll do that.
Alrighty, cool.
I'll try to save them all.
Yeah, it should be local, but...
Alright. I'm not sure if I'm grabbing it correctly.
If you touch the glowing orbs, you actually change your orientation so you can walk on the walls.
Okay, well, we'll see.
It might be...
You want to check out contact information real quick so people can grab a screenshot, just write down whatever.
Oh, I have 2 avatars plugged into me, that's nice.
We'll just fly straight through every wall here.
And now you're stuck in this...
Yep.
Oh, I don't know where the reset orb went.
So yeah, this is quickly where you can see contact information. Just screenshot it real quickly, or come back for the world. I think it's if you're a HKU student, you can find it on the Games and Interaction Expo as well. In our project information.
It's just not showing. There's one reset here. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so this is one of the first tests we did. We basically in Niels, where me and the developer wanted to test out. Okay, how can we? What can we do like with physics, and how can we use like our body or like how we perceive the world, and well, fuck with that basically.
Okay, I think. How many people are in this world right now?
So we have a world over here. I don't believe this one works though.
Oh, okay.
If you ever want to visit the original world, we put world orbs in every experiment, so you can...
Judith has a question. Can we still enter this Niels room after the live session? Not directly after the live session, because we kind of borrowing this server from our friends. But we're going to set up an HKU server so we can keep hosting this full time. So everyone can just always hop in. But I think you're in luck though, because you're Mirna's sister, and Mirna just has always free access to this world, so you have special privileges probably.
Like our developer, Pepijn or Atlas went really in with like the physical locomotion and playing with logics. And I think we did for like, this was in one of our first weeks, so we really.
Pepijn, you can join them if you want.
Already.
I'll just wait for more.
No, that's pretty good within a week. You get
Yeah, and then I would like to ask to move to the red floor, and then we once again have another choice.
Pool party.
Party place.
Environmental storytelling. Escape from living
Oh, you were a moment ago. Yeah, you were a different avatar just now, so I didn't recognize you.
Hey, Pepijn.
No problem.
So yeah, this is the pool party. Wasn't really part of the experiment, so I can't really tell that much about it. But yours here was part, so maybe yours wants to tell a little bit about this experiment.
Yeah, of course. With this experiment, we really wanted to experiment with how we can tell a story through the environment, but also how we can combine the visitors with the environment. So here at the beginning, in the blue control room, we call it, we had a working control panel where you, as visitor, you would sign in here, and then one of us would sit in here, and we'd click on a button, and you would, if you want a passive role, because we'd ask you, hey, what are you here for? What do you want to do? And depending on their answers, I would put them in a specific location. So if someone said, yeah, I want to have fun and walk around, I'd give them an active role like a pool guest, and they just spawn right here and they can walk. But if they gave an answer like, yeah, I'm here to sit around and watch, we spawn them in one of the beach chairs, and they would just be stuck in the chair, and they'd have to watch what goes around. Or they get stuck in the toilets, and the door there is locked, and you have to unlock it by physically touching the lock. And like that, we try to be a little bit playful and also look at how we can incorporate environmental storytelling in a virtual environment.
Okay, so sort of like a collaborative storytelling where you have like non-actors, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Non-professional actors acting the story. Okay, cool.
Yes. And we tried to play a little bit with player choice, but by also creating some kind of objectives for them, but that simply failed. We do everything at once with this pool party, and this was a test.
And what would you say was the sort of conclusions you guys reached out, or like some sort of like was there anything that happened from this experiment?
Yeah, actually, this experiment is very interesting since, according to us, it quote-unquote failed, but because it failed, we learned that, first of all, you can't just put someone, Robin is here as well, so if you want to add to what I'm telling, you can't just put someone in and just in a place and not give them locomotion, just say, yeah, this is fun for you now. You actually have to make clear what their objective is. And also, let's see what else.
I think what we realized is locking people in one place in the middle of a scene is just awful if everyone else has the option to freely move around. Because people would be stuck in this chair, sitting here in a weird position, so that they have to lift their head. And for the first 30 seconds, it's fun, but afterwards you're just stuck.
Yeah.
But I think having the balls to literally put someone in your performance scene, that's where we learned a lot. Because that's something we really use in Junk. If you manage to have your audience who don't really want to talk or interact with actors or do anything major, still be in your scene, you can, VR just gives you the opportunity to give them a new avatar and give them a new role without them having to do something, just by being there.
Yeah, something else we also discovered with this test is that it's really important how you, welcome people to your experience. So if people just come in and you say, you're going to do this and this and this, that's fine. But if you combine the onboarding with the narrative itself, so you're already in your role once you enter the experience, or even before, it can really add to the entire feeling and the entire experience.
Yeah, I think we can give a concrete example where there was a street where the entrance is now. There was a street with a house, and we added this very Dutch thing where we have bike racks, and we joined the world and basically arrive at the bike racks with our bikes standing there, and we tell everyone, "Hey, we just arrived on our bikes. Let's go enter the pool." Some of you are just on your day out. Some of you might go to work, and the actors and the participants would go as a group. They wouldn't instantly divide. They would be the same at first. So everyone would feel very comfortable. Joris would be here sitting in the ticket booth and welcoming everyone and saying, "Hey, why are you here at the pool today?" And people would have to sign up. They would press a button, and Joris would say, "Oh, do you want to have an active role? Do you want to be a bit more passive? Are you here to relax?" And he'd say, "Oh, okay. If you want to be active, I'll put you as the guard duty, as a pool guard." And an actor would come up and say, "Oh, I'm here to go to work at the snack bar," and he would go up to the fry stand and be stuck in there.
Makes sense.
So in that way, you're already you're both introducing the experience and also making the user feel comfortable in their role. And everything in this world was physical touch, by the way, which was something that was kind of a guess why we ever do that. But it's fun because it just makes you need to make a bit more effort to activate the environment.
No, it's more immersive. Like, if you actually want to have role play, and this is the point of the experiment, it makes sense to me that you would remove lasers, basically, right? Because that's
Yeah.
And
we heavy users are so used to like the laziness of having a laser.
Exactly.
I can grab that from over there. Zack, here it is. But yeah, for new users for sure.
And I think it's just we created this pool as kind of a kiddie friendly thing and kind of this dumb idea. You'll be here, everything will be happy. So role playing here would be a bit weird, and you're already in VR. You're not totally used to what you're doing. But when you actually have to open doors, climb up ladders, grab a chair, activate the shower with your hands, it adds to the immersion and makes you role play a bit more as well.
Oh.
Joris, feel free to take over the tour again.
Oh yeah, of course. Randy is currently to the toilet, so I'm going to hijack his tour real quick. So if you guys are ready to move on, we can go through the entrance and you can pick your next room that you want to check out. So right here on the blue floor, I'll call it, we have two tests that really focus on environmental storytelling. One where we used photogrammetry to see how it would look if you used photo scans for an entire world, and another one where they tried a storytelling through symbolism, storytelling without using words, and see if people can understand what the story is that way.
Oh, cool! That one is cool. That's the dark room, yeah?
Yes. And here in the dark room, you can grab a torch, and then you have a local light source, so you can explore yourself or with a group.
Hey, electrospying.
Yeah, let's just say my Steam wasn't really happy.
Yeah, I noticed we lost you.
I know this texture.
Oh.
You do.
So our goal with the photogrammetry room right here was to, first of all, to see what kind of atmosphere we could create using photogrammetry. And we very quickly came to the conclusion that making it completely dark and giving people a small light source is a really good way to make something creepy, especially with photogrammetry, since from a distance things can look real, but once you come closer, it shows that it's really digital and fragmented and broken. And then what we also did, if you come to this final room, we have on the left a purple room that you could not access. And there we have two avatars that Robin and I would actually pilot when people would come here. And we just make very subtle human movements. But because the people here with the torches couldn't enter the room and it was kind of hard to see what was going on, it created a very weird and creepy atmosphere because there were people, but you weren't sure that they were actually people. Because we also turned off the name tags, so it was the question, are they animated? Are they people? What's going on here? And we also only made one person.
No.
We also made, for all of visitors, we made one person visible and the rest became invisible. And they also became mute. So we had one clear main character, and the rest would just float along. And oh no, they weren't mute. Sorry, that's wrong. They weren't mute. So just because they could talk, it created some kind of weird ghost experience where there were floating voices that the main participant couldn't see.
Hi there, the person streaming this. I think...
Also, there's a broken texture here, but that's supposed to be the exit. It's a portal that takes you back, so...
I'm gonna go a little bit distance. Alright, so, we've already seen a lot here, and we have another tour group going on somewhere else. So, my idea is that we might... why is this loaded in? That's not supposed to be loaded in. My idea is that I should join that other tour group, which is given by Mirna. I kind of want to see how that's going, so let's see if I can join her. Give me a few seconds. Let's see how this is gonna go. And I'm really sorry for the weird, like, inconsistency of content, but we're just showcasing this on 2 servers, and I really want to see how it's going over there, if they're displaying other stuff. And yeah, and of course Judith Min would love to see Mirna and see how she's going. Alrighty. Alright, there we go. I'm also muted inside the game, so they can't hear me talk. It's only you guys who can hear me talk. But right, and this is the actual Neos experience. The Neos experience of everything loading in and textures just waiting here for textures to load in. There we are. Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna mute myself again and find the group. Like, yeah, I'm gonna find the group, I'm gonna look at them.
Okay, so
that's great.
then I'll be able to find you
So
if we need extras.
we just generated a lot of buzz, so I'm sure that hopefully in a week or so I will talk to the director of the school and say, hey, so where's the money?
Yes. With an extra.
This is great. Well, I mean, I'm fighting the same battle at my school, and you know, it's just a question of getting people in. You know, as you know, I don't tell you that. Just getting them in and getting to see it. So I really hope that these guys will put the performance on again, because I loved it so much.
I think the only person I've met here is Ellis. He asked me for help on showing you
guys are gonna put I have a headless server. You guys will put this.
Oh, hey, Ellis, what's up?
If you're having trouble with the university, it's not supposed to be.
Oh, hey, I'm talking about the person. Oh, yeah, awkward.
Mine is $50 a month.
I know. Yeah, so exactly. So no, I'm already talking to people, and I think it is also
Sure. Now I'll be hanging around there for like a
facilitate this
But yeah, thank you for joining.
I mean, come on. It's student work. It's a spirit.
Wait, sorry, you were saying something to me?
Sure. Well, yeah, but thanks. If
Let me add you here.
just
hi.
for your intermediate.
Wait, is she like the other session or something?
Hey, great that you managed to catch
I'll invite her to
people
here.
see this also.
She'll
I know.
like to
Really,
join.
well, I just, I was telling, especially like Deirdre there, and Ari, who are like our age, my age. I am to see that, like, there's another generation of students who are coming behind us, and getting this now in college, and how exciting is that?
Fun though.
Generational, work. I just thought it was really important. I understood the stuff was hot and codified.
So that was
and, as you know,
project
so
just
much
to help
young
the
people
industry
trying to
get
self
further
for
on
the
this
first
this like area,
kind of
also
in
to
their eyes,
inspire
and
people. Like we
it's
know
just
that there are a
super
lot of
inspiring. So
videos,
it was
so
important to me
that's why
that
we
see
definitely
this.
videos to be an audience later. Yeah, we hope to invite because I think
Yeah,
otherwise
right.
we
Say congratulations,
mostly
man.
would
Really
make
amazing
a
work.
game because
Alright. So I should still be streaming. I don't know how it's holding up. I'm just gonna wait it out and see if you guys can still hear me and if I can just start it up again or if I should restart some stuff. So this is fun. Hi. I can't hear. I can't. I have to wait for the stream to actually load. It's a delay of about a minute. So everything is delayed a minute. Yeah. Just give me a few seconds, It's you guys are gonna all hear this, and once I see that you guys can hear me, I'm gonna be very, very I'm gonna hate myself, that's for sure. But also, I'm gonna restart it once I see that the stream is still going. Yep. Alright, that's awkward. Hi. The stream's still on. So that means I don't have to restart that, which means I'm just going to restart Neos. I'm not a very good streamer. But, yeah, no, that's it. I'm not a very good streamer. And I'm not a streamer at all. I don't know how many people are watching too. That's also very awkward. Alright. So, it's raining out. I mean, that's weird. Hey, look, it's my world. Let's try to join somebody, shall we? Myrna. I was going to join Myrna. I hope that still's going to work. I have a good frame rate, so I'm just gonna try it. Loading initial world. In the meantime, you can see my beautiful world with lo-fi hip-hop beats and basically nothing. Ooh, I made this. Bam! A button with pictures I made. Look! It's me on a roof. Good content. Alright, I'm loading. Here we go. Entertaining. Entertainment. Yeah. That's fun. Oh, hey, you guys can finally see my stream. You see, it's such a long delay. Really such a long delay. Alright, I'll load it. You guys haven't loaded yet, but you'll do in a few seconds. So.
Right now, they are really they're doing some really impressive stuff, man. That video they put out like 6 months ago, that real-time rendering stuff and the lighting is just like, oh shit.
And performing in our own projects.
That's exciting.
So
That's
we
really
did
cool.
sort of a scary one for Halloween. We did Para, which was super exciting. And we did
What do you think you're gonna do?
Krampusnacht for the holidays. So we did a sort of a holiday Christmas show live theater and VR thing. So I was just telling.
Oh right, I'm muted. I'm sorry. I'll mute myself and you guys can hear the show.
Immersive theater, because that's my background is immersive theater, and I feel like this lends itself really well, which is basically what Alien Rescue is. It's immersive theater, and what Finding Pandora X is, as well as The Tempest in the End.
Some more research on really technical things.
Cool.
Honestly, it's kind of hard in Niels because logic is really, from my experience. Yeah, I don't feel like I have the freedom that I would have if I had just a traditional programming language. That just misses a lot of important features.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just one day, but yeah. Until then, Niels is still a nice, maybe program to prototype in.
Sure.
It's like
I've heard people talk about that. Hey, there's Atlas. Hey.
Just waving like 10% of the screenshot.
Devil's sort of making you feel like you're hanging out at a bar. Yep, pretty much.
Congrats again, Atlas, on an amazing job, you guys. You really just so impressed with all of this.
Range if you want to as well. Tennis range, tennis courts.
Only.
The program wouldn't be much.
Yeah, I know. That's the building blocks on which everything exists. It's like, oh, just that, right?
Yeah. But also,
don't give also too little credit on performance, because without you, we never had managed to get all the technical parts working together.
Yeah, well, I'm never just proud of myself, because my job is to make everything work smooth and have no problems, and the performance was perfect, but this world was also my responsibility to make everything run smooth, and there's been a lot of crashes, including myself.
It's quite a challenge. It's quite a challenge, Atlas. Really, quite a challenge. And load testing. This is basically a load test. This is all you can do. Load test. You figure out what's working, figure out what's crashing it, and then keep going.
Exactly.
It's the first time we've been with so many people, so
yeah.
Right. It's been worse with less people.
I should actually make something clear. I'm so sorry. I should make clear that I'm still streaming. I'm so sorry. There we go.
It's fine.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a long time to get to this point of 20. I mean, when Jason and I met, it was 3 people in a room, 4 people in a room, and then
Max.
not Neos, but when we were doing high fidelity, like in the beginning, it was 3 or 4 people in a room.
Yeah,
and then
we would count it lucky if we get 3 or 4 people with everybody's audio working. We thought that was like a success.
So I mean, 20 is nice. It's nice, and it was running really smoothly for me until I crashed.
I mean, you guys have so much going on in this world. I mean, it's a very, very complex system that you got. So
it's so huge, so huge.
Yeah.
How long ago was it when you had like issues with getting like 4 people in the same room?
2015, 2017?
Yeah, it was 2017.
Feels like 2015.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure you began that stuff in 2015, but like I joined in 2017, so
yeah, that's true. I was probably working before I met you for a year, so it might have been
Yeah, because we met in January of 2017. So
there you go.
Yep.
At that rate, we might have 100 people in the room in like 4 years.
Yeah. Assuming there's not
Think
some
of the
curve in the
possibilities.
graph.
They know what this is, and then they go through a door, and then all of a sudden they're
Yeah, I'm
transported
still
to a world
interested
that,
in seeing the future updates of Neos. I'm not going to use it as much as now because obviously we've been using it almost full time, but
I'm sure you're ready to like just walk away and do your own thing. Well, I hope I'll see you guys, somewhere out there in the world. If I don't see you here in Neos, I hope to hear wonderful things about what you guys are making in the future. So please, keep in touch with me on Discord or however you like. But I always like hearing back from people I meet, especially students who go on and make amazing work. So if I don't see you around in Neos, you know where to find me on Discord. And again, congratulations to all you guys. I'm just so impressed. And it's been so fun to just spend some time with you guys and talk about this stuff and see your work. And it's been quite inspirational for me. So, so thank you for that opportunity.
Also again for like all your help during our process.
It was fun. That was really fun.
Well,
I actually have a 4 p.m. meeting with my own devs for the meta movie, so I'm gonna log off here in a moment. The work never stops, does it? The work never stops. I'm sure yours will have you.
Meeting, Jason. Remember?
Yeah, that's great. You're gonna come and do that thing. Great. Okay, cool. All right, guys. I'm out of here.
Alrighty.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Other businesses and other universities exist that can't
Am I the only one who's actually going to stay in Neos after this project?
Depends on how much there's left to do.
Well, I mean, like, I'm gonna make my next project in Neos. Well, not in Neos.
Yeah, you like after this project.
Yeah. I am going to make my graduation project. Well, not make it in Neos, but I'm gonna be in Neos a lot for that graduation project.
Experimenting and prototyping.
Yeah, because you're also making a virtual reality project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if like my process requires me to like make like a 3D like environment or something, yeah, that's definitely in Niels. It's definitely an option to do that.
Yeah.
All these other steps, and then you.
But hey, tag along with the others who's still here.
Yes.
Yeah. How many people are there in the other session?
The sound was working and all of that, and how to do the whisper bubbles and stuff. That's what we were just talking about onboarding and stuff.
Okay.
That's daily.
I mean, I'm hoping it's funny because I'm hoping to like automate it. I don't want to keep doing that. I'd rather. I like what Prime is saying about like a bespoke kind of tutorial system that you could tailor so that you only get like for something like what we're doing. You only need like 6 things. How to fly, how to mute, how to do that. That would be amazing.
There's some level of interacting with people, though, I will admit, though. Because what ends up happening is, like, you have to make sure people are understanding what's being presented as well, too.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. There's definitely value to face-to-face.
The dream in the science world is to have, it sounds crude, but like have a pen drive that they can take to their research location, plug it in, hit like a desktop thingy in the flash drive, and it just boots straight to the experiment. There's no risk of the wrong location, the wrong UI, stuff like that. Beyond that, for like Jason's end, for MetaMovie Project and other projects like that, it'll be like, why can't we ship MetaMovie to Steam? And you just go to Steam, and instead of launching Neos, you launch MetaMovie, and it's like, oh, your ticket is for 3 hours from now. And you're like, okay, cool. And you come back in 3 hours, it just takes you straight in there. There is no menu, there is no risk of going to the wrong place. It's just like, that's the sort of thing I think we'll see as this gets more adapted to beyond the social VR. It actually started off being more business, and then it was like
educational too, right?
Business and education was like more the primary goal at the start. Like all of the 2018 folks you see, they're a lot more sort of business minded, and then in 2019 it was a lot more sort of social VR came in, and that's we gained a lot of people like Turk, etc. And then in 2020 it was just like, okay, it's everything again. But I think we'll like split back off into like separate identities. They'll be interconnected, we'll still be sharing resources, sharing knowledge, and sharing the same core Neos engine, but like the experience will be tailored a lot more for what we need it for. So for the researchers, it's okay, I need to be able to present this to my peers such that the paper can be published in a scientific journal and they don't laugh at us because they see Neos online, and it's like that doesn't look like a scientific platform. That looks like a place you go to hang out. And it's like, well, that's not true.
It's that talking banana.
Yeah. I think the other aspect that I think with that as well is like we also might see people trying to make like experiences not just in theater but like also games as well. Like for me when I first joined, and I know there are other people who come here like daily just trying to look at Neos in that way too, is the point at which like we start seeing the engine used as like you would Unity or Unreal.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
It'd be good one day to have an entirely single-player experience or something. It's like it sounds crazy to say that because of like how much we're talking right now, but like, hey, let's just boot up Neos and maybe something similar or akin to, obviously probably not the same quality yet, but Half-Life Alyx boots up and you're like, okay, I know this is Neos because like I can see and I can tell the way that things are acting that it's Neos, but there's no one else around, and actually can't be. Like, it's been skinned in such a way that, like, hey, this is a completely single-person experience. That'll be cool to see.
Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Because, like, that's what you would call, I think, typically, like, engine style. Like, Source games, you know their source by the lighting, by the movement, by the sounds, by the menus. It's
also more predominantly is when the game boots up, it goes like powered by Unreal, and like really loud.
Or you see
like,
or you just see the guy with the giant valve stuck in his head.
Yeah, like why can't that be Neos though? Powered by Neos, and then you just like cool, and then and it sounds weird because it's like, oh yeah, but like everyone's so cool here, the community is great. But it's like, yeah, but some experiences we just need to like remove that, not because everyone's bad, but because we need a controlled environment.
Mm-hmm. Ideally, yeah. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to add.
I've got to take off. I have a 4 o'clock.
Oh yes, of course.
Right.
Thank you so much for
so good to see
allowing
you. Thank
me
you
to
for
come.
coming.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll come back. Let's come back here together at another time. We'll take our time. Yeah.
That would be nice. I'd like that very much.
Okay. So good to see you again. All right, guys. Hey, Mid, I gotta Prom. I gotta go. I got a 4 o'clock Turk. Good to see you too. Bye, guys. Bye, Moon.
Bye. Over there when you're ready. Okay?
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye. I have to go too. But I'll hope to come into one of the jams, and then maybe we can continue chatting sometime.
Yeah.
No, of course.
Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.
No problem.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming, and
Leave a comment.
yes,
Leave a
much
comment.
appreciated.
Yes.
Oh, is the comment thing up and running?
Yeah, I ended up fixing it over there.
Cool.
Yeah. Hello, I am Turk. I'm the person to just hotfix everything.
I'll connect you with more.
Appreciated.
I'll connect you with more.
No, it's okay. Because the thing is, like, even with the controlled environments too, you need somebody there just to be like, "Hi, everything's on fire. I'll fix it." So, because like that's the thing sometimes too, with like some people are trying to show others on the platform or try to introduce people to the community in some ways too. Because I know you were asking me about this, Atlas. Often what you run into sometimes is like, there's like a level of like either knowledge or just like experience of just messing with stuff constantly that it's like, yes, this is broken, but that's okay. Or like, this is broken, there's a reason why. Or like, it's just that knowledge that needs to kind of build up sometimes with certain situations. Because it's like, it's an entirely different environment. With like situations like VRChat, it's very simplified, very like watered down, and that has its benefits in some ways, but then it's problematic as you try to scale up too.
Yeah.
So ideally, though, hopefully in the future, as time goes on, stuff like that kind of just washes away, and it gets easier and easier and easier, and as the experience gets more refined. Because everything starts out rough, it gets smoothed out over time.
Yeah, we'll need to save copies.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a copy?
Well, we only need to save the comment.
It takes like 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes like a copy.
I'll try to save it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have some space.
And
if it disappears, you know why.
And also, we could, if worst case scenario, just this should be all parented underneath here. You can check to make sure, and then you could just grab this out, this object, and just add it to inventory. And that way, yeah.
Yeah.
That could be an option too.
Could also do that.
Okay, I'm freezing.
That was after the fact. I thought of some performance things we'll talk about later, not right now. But oh man, when you hear it, your jaw drop like, oh really? It's super funny. I just saw it. It was like it hit me in the face, obvious. And I was like, oh.
You two are in the same
But that's good because
position of having
but
potato,
once
your computer's not actually potato.
but once it's done, you're gonna see like at least a 10% boost, at least.
Really?
Everything is crunchy right now. Everything is crunchy. Really? It's because
Are you still streaming?
Oh hell!
Are you still streaming?
Repairing my database. It seems like
I'm not going to tell you on stream. It's it's nothing like too top secret. It's just more of like, oh.
Yeah, you don't need everybody to know.
Yeah, totally. No one needs to see how the sausage is made.
Nah. Where's the magic if everybody knows how it works?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Actually, they didn't even ask if that's okay. They're just like.
I was muted on the stream, so no one can hear me.
Oh, I've been there. I've been there. It's so frustrating. Like you mute it temporarily for a reason, then you forget to turn it back on because there's so many things going on. Yep, done that multiple times.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna, once subjectivity is done placing it, I'm gonna save all of them.
I'm only ever gonna need that if I get back into Minecraft or
And
Java.
yeah,
It's just
alright,
like,
here we go. This is gonna be very weird. I'm so sorry. Huh? Oh, that's not. Oops.
Okay, I know
Huh?
containers are cool, but not.
How does it work when people in the other session leave comments?
Save it.
Does it like
Yeah.
override this session or?
What's that?
Why are you running the entire thing?
Because I wanna, I can't because I'm in desktop mode, which sucks.
It'll take.
Can someone just
I'll save it, yeah.
just hold this and save it to your inventory? It's not that big of a
Like
file.
the
Yeah, that
the
one.
thing was selected.
Yeah.
Okay.
40 minutes.
Shall I do it to the cloud folder?
You can do it to your personal. It's not that big of a file.
Only for this world.
Okay.
If you can also do it to the cloud if you don't want to, but the personal is better and it's not that big a file.
It says it's all saved,
Okay,
but it's still
I
saved.
saved it to my personal.
Perfect.
Wait, I don't see
Yeah, I
it
had the
yet,
exact
so-
same thing, and that's why I couldn't do this
Upload
special
or
thing where you could
sync, I don't
save
know.
because basically I started around like noonish to like 5 after. Went in.
Wait, 1 second, I'll do it again.
Copy, and from that
you
time
might not
up
be
until
able
like
to, and you have to.
quarter till or something, I was like, oh no, I can't.
But I'm admin, I should be able to do it, right?
Yeah, no, but this is protected. Try to grab this credits container, the one that's selected, and try to put that one into your inventory.
Research
things right before it
questions
starts.
After, so I would like to read more about the research question and their methodology.
Let's see.
how they went about
So
it.
think a little bit.
I'm sure it's all.
I'm just gonna
sound
assume
and
it's saved. when
I don't
you're
see it
saving
appearing in my inventory.
Oh boy, Medra.
Yes.
We aren't able to like just hold it and save it to our inventory.
Okay. Because
It's probably like
Oh,
protected. or
wait, what's
something?
your permissions?
Was everyone who was
No, your permissions are good.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
immense.
admin.
Let me give it a try. I had trouble saving stuff too. Let me just give it a try.
What would be pulled out, or like what people would end up doing? Like maybe not even a museum, maybe like some sort of exhibition or some sort of like. I guess Neos Festa was kind of like that, but in maybe in like a different light too. Because that one was more so. I made this thing. Look at the thing I made.
Grab the kiosk, right? Just grab the whole kiosk.
Yeah.
Grab this thing.
Style, even though it wasn't, it was like, you know, I made this thing, come look at it. Whereas this
Interesting.
You can't save it, right?
Made and showcase weren't done because they wanted to show off.
Interesting. Oh, I know what it is. See this? Maybe it's because no, that doesn't make any sense. Let's see something.
Yeah, no.
Something like that would be better, yeah.
I did take that away from that, but I'm just saying like, the idea of a group kind of getting together to showcase their process.
It's not working for me either.
In terms of
Nuts.
like
Well, I'll keep these open and we'll figure out something.
people are getting more together to do said something, such things.
Crap. Let me try. I have a crazy idea. I don't think it'll work.
What could happen? Or
You can also, just for like to make sure, you can also take like some screenshots of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah, you could make like some pictures.
Or like something
Oh,
like
I
that.
can't.
Stars aren't loaded in for me yet.
Some are. Some are.
For me, none of them are. So I'm in a problem zone here.
You know, I'm more of the performing end and not building so much. Although I'm starting to try to figure that stuff out a little bit too, just so I know.
Still blows my mind how incredibly positive everybody is about this.
Yeah, it's not surprising. You're one of the. This is kind of bridging a gap between. Right now, we go to these shell of worlds. These worlds that are just they're nice and. But this is considered something more robust. You come in here and it has a reflection in reality in terms of there's an expectation. You go to a certain place, you're now going to be going to a museum. And in a museum, there's already expectations like, oh, I'm going to see what this is about. And as you walk through this journey, each thing is very, very robust. Like it's full of content. Like you don't see anything that has this level of content usually. And so when this is up and running, this is what ends up becoming something in the metaverse that's like much more tangible. Like when you go to VR Chat, it already has that stuff. Like you go to a bar, you're hanging out, there's people at a bar. Oh, there's a place to sing. Those are things we have like with expectations of something that overlaps real life. And this is one of those first steps. And that's why I'm super excited about it. And that's why I think everyone's so positive. I'm going to admit, I'm going to something that I can relate to this. Because we still do that where there's, right now, everything is like a little bit of a house party. You open up a world, let's all hang out in the world. Even if it has like cool stuff in it, it's still hanging out at someone's party. This is something new.
Matter, look right here. Set me true to export. Is that maybe?
It's good. Like it's a great set of tools to.
I don't know what that is, but.
Did you set it to true? If you do that, it will bake. It'll bake all of the all of the text, and so all the text will be in one text file. Then the export result will be right here. Yeah, we can do that right now. It'll do it.
Yep, go for it.
And done. And right here we have all of this commentary. It should be here. And no. Okay, well that's interesting.
I'm also running on like 10 frames a second. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm lagging out on. Don't see anything. We're getting all kinds of like minor bugs, and I don't know what's what.
I was already once I saw that we were kind of like dropping frames. I was like, all right, save, quickly save.
Yeah, good reflection.
Oh, sorry.
Like,
You did in concert.
We did.
Yes, it's always one of those things you see the ship sinking, you're like, grab the things that are important, and something's on fire, and you're like, get the photos, and let's run. Yeah.
Oh hey, Robin and Joris are here.
Yeah, I think like is there session like over?
Let's see.
I guess it is.
our
I guess
session is
then it
over.
is.
I'm really interested in the methodology of the different experiments and how it went about. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of diving in. So when it's on the headless.
Yes. Yeah, I need to convince my university still to get one, but I think we have a good pilot project to prove that it is worth it. But as those things go, it takes a bit of time.
Let the community know. Everyone will pitch in any way they can.
No, I know, but I think it's also a matter of principle. I think the university should now actually make sure that this is posted. I mean, it's their work, for Christ's sake. So, but yeah, but so hopefully, indeed, in 2 weeks or so, it will be online, and you can take your time. Be aware that it's like more than 50 videos, if I got it right. So you
we did switch a lot of videos
visits.
out for audio files, but yeah, there are a lot.
Hey, Myrna, did it went okay for you?
Yeah, I think it went. Pretty.
By the way, November it was.
November, huh?
Yeah.
Of 19.
I got a lot of compliments on how you do the tour, Myrna. So just to give it back to you, is that it's so great how you've grown in articulating what you do and voicing also the group process and stuff. So very happy to hear that it is recognized by others as well.
Oh, that's nice. Nice to hear.
The first time we saw that skill was during that theater performance, and you just went and introduced everyone on the very first performance.
I remember us doing that with Beth, and then I just completely, my brain shut down, and I was so nervous. And like the evening before, I practiced it with my boyfriend, and I just repeated my text over and over and over again, and he was like, "Are you nervous?" And I'm like, "Yeah, isn't it obvious?" But yeah, luckily it went okay.
I'll say this: there's nothing like being thrown into the crucible to learn fast, or else you burn.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's also why I just said like, sure, I'll do it. Like, because I thought it would be a good learning opportunity, and was like, sure, why not?
Yeah, and it is nice because you're still in denial. You still think you're a game designer, but I think I think you have become much more of a theater maker than you think, actually.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I think this was really a great success. And Medra, thanks again for organizing the logistic of hosting this, because I wouldn't have known how to do this with the meet that we had. So thanks for making it a success, man. And it's really, really important. So
yeah,
no
thank
problem.
you.
Like, I appreciate you all doing what you do. Like, I love this type of aspect coming into Neos. It's so vital.
Yeah, and we had a good turnout also altogether. I think we at least had 40 people, right?
Yeah,
oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
at least,
we had like a lot of people on stream as well. So
Nice, nice,
Wonderful.
Excellent. How many did you have on the stream in the first half hour?
There were like 25 people.
25. Okay,
nice.
good.
Oh, that's decent. That's decent.
So, was this stream on Twitch or
On YouTube.
on YouTube? So
Yeah, if you type
will the
in my
stream be
name,
available? Okay.
yes, everything that is recorded through Atlas will just be available. If you type my name in YouTube, Birna Min, then my channel should appear, and it's the first video you'll see on there.
Okay. I'll watch it because I did a tour because I did crash, but so I want to go back and see it.
Yeah, and it's also from the recording is from Robin's side of the tour, so you can see like some of it.
Okay, great.
Okay.
No, I didn't watch. Good.
No problem. And after you guys upload it, feel free to post it in the main Discord, because I know a lot of people would be interested or willing to check it out, in the EDU or even in the videos.
Yeah, sure, we will.
Yeah, you should put up our contact information in the description of the YouTube video as well.
Yeah. I'll do that.
I have to get running. I have my costume fitting now, but
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Just go woof. They'll give you nice pets.
Fine, was there something else?
No problem. Take it easy.
No. It's saved by YouTube automatically.
And then also congratulations to you, yours. Like,
I'm still saving a copy.
Yeah, you're an excellent teacher. Like this, the way you're able to kind of
I have a database
evoke
corruption.
like ideas from students is just.
I'll be back. Give me 2 seconds.
Background, so I can see it like when you're
Good luck with
when you're
the
doing it. I'm like,
correction.
those are perfect questions to kind of like pull out the ideas from people. It's definitely a skill you have.
No, thank you. And yeah, I always find these moments pivotal, because then I didn't have to do anything. You know, I can just run around in the the sandbox, so to speak, and then you're doing a right job. Yeah. Yeah, good. So just I want to make sure that everything is saved before we close the world down at some point.
I'll see if I can save a copy.
There's one thing in the other world that I couldn't save yet, so I'll have to join that one.
I'm still saving a copy.
I'll take this moment to leave, so I'll catch you all later. Thank you for
Hey,
the...
Turks.
Hey, thanks for being
so
here,
happy
Turks.
that you've seen it. Yeah, thanks for being here.
Hey. No, of course. I wouldn't want to miss it. Yeah. I'll catch you all later. Have fun.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, let's see if I can save this.
I got a work meeting coming in, so I'll head off. I will see you guys later. This is super cool.
All right, thanks,
Prime.
Probable.
Take care, Thank you, Prime.
Yeah. This.
Who's selecting stuff?
Who is selecting stuff?
Are you all locking up? Oh, there we go. Trying to save it.
Yeah.
I can still move.
Yeah, I can still move. My Niels does have some. With,
I'm having a hard time saving
having two sessions on.
I would try and figure out other ways, alternative ways to try and like add stuff to the inventory, back up. Like, this is a headless problem that happens sometimes. That, I can't save the world copies sometimes.
Yeah. No, but
So we'll see what we can do.
we don't really need the world copies. We just need the items that are left here in the lounge.
I can't add that to inventory for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I've got the ones from the other session, but I don't have these, of course. Obviously.
Oh, if you can grab it, try it. See if you can. We've been trying to.
Yeah, but the textures aren't loaded in for me, so I can't grab them. It'll save it without the textures. So this.
Yeah. Can't do it either.
Because there's one more in the other session that I can't save because of that reason.
Yeah, I'm also missing
Yeah,
3
wow.
textures, 4 textures.
Yeah, I'm missing.
I think I'm gonna finish up the stream, right? Should I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after nobody
I mean,
just
we're
say
running
bye
up
and
there.
then you can close it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, Lotte reacting.
Hey,
It's like, yeah, we're closing up.
Yeah.
everyone
Finish
watching
your
this,
drink.
everyone watching the YouTube stream still, if you're
Guys,
active,
like,
thank you guys
fast
so much for watching and tuning in. If you ever get a chance, just feel free to contact us and download Niels and drop by in the museum yourself, hopefully in VR. We'd love to give you an extra tour and show you around and for